Alright, so I've had several people request that I do a video on the swap from the truck intake to a Trailblazer SS intake. So this is actually a really easy swap. I've got my original 5.3 liter LS intake off of an 05 Chevrolet Silverado with 5.3 liter. And this is pretty much a rundown on what you'll have to have. Number one, you'll have to have these adapters here. They are from the original plug to a EV6 style injector. Now these are the injectors that come factory on a Trailblazer SS intake. So you'll have to get these. I think I paid maybe $12 for these off of eBay. I mean, they're just two pieces of wire and it goes from one connector to another. Pretty simple. The next thing you'll have to have is I have an adapter plate. Now the adapter plate, there's several different brands, but my brand that I chose was ITC Billet. So they make a whole bunch of different specialty items for the LS engines, and I read a couple of reviews and I really like this plate. It's pretty slim. You know, if you didn't know no better, you wouldn't know that that was not intended to go on there. All right, and the next thing you'll need to do is on your harness right here, you'll see I have the map sensor. It's in the front on the Trailblazer SS intake, whereas on the original truck intake, it's on the back. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to strip back the tape on this loom here, because the connector comes out down here, and you can just pull it. You just pull it up to about the slack that you need, and then just retape it, and then put your loom back on there and tape it up. Fairly simple, not too bad. The next thing that you'll have to tackle is the evap purge solenoid. See, on the original truck intake, the evap purge solenoid is right up here by the throttle body. So what you'll have to do is, or what I did was, I just took my tube here, and it was about, I'd say about 10 inches longer, and I just took and cut 10 inches back, and then I sliced the tube down and got my little quick connector here. I took it off, and I heated up this hard plastic hose. It's pretty malleable and hot, and then I just pushed it back in there and let it cool, and it's basically the same it was from the factory. So that was relatively easy. And then you plug in, it just plugs straight in, because it was here and you relocate it to here. So not too bad. The next thing you'll have to tackle is the fresh air intake. All right, on the older body style pickup trucks with this style intake, you actually have one here behind the throttle body. So essentially all this does is it's just circulating your air through your intake into the engine and then back out into the intake. And that's your positive crankcase ventilation system. What I did was I ordered this air raid intake, and here on the bottom, see if I can get it where you can see it, right there, I got a quick disconnect and a nipple, and I just drilled a hole and threaded it and I screwed it down. It's got an O-ring that seals against the face, and I just screwed it down, and I got a piece of high pressure fuel line, which this is also a high pressure fuel line fitting, and I just took and went straight over to the valve cover here where originally it would have went. And there's several different methods. After I actually bored a hole in my brand new air aid intake, which is pretty pricey, I actually realized that right here you already have a hole, and my little threaded fitting probably would have fit right in there, but it didn't occur to me until after I drilled my hole. So no harm, no foul. And yeah, pretty much everything else just bolts right up. There's not really anything else that is different. I did have to trim this piece back here. There's a piece here, I just cut it and then there's a piece underneath that kind of supports it against the bottom side right here, and I just took and cut it off. And everything else pretty much just bolts right up, so not too bad, pretty easy peasy. So that's all I got.